Welcome back to the Caster Desk once again. Myself and guest caster Ally joining me for this relegation season 3, week 3 competition between Team Torpedo and Team Loyal, who we're formerly known as Epiphany Bowl. But currently, we can see that Torpedo Gaming in a very good position at 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, they're outplaying them.
That's about it, really.
They're showing their dominance.
Picks and bans, though, seem a little bit awkward for Torpedo. They don't seem that comfortable.
I mean, Torpedo, they're prioritizing the ISIS. They love the Geb. They, as you could see from Game 2, they prioritize Geb first, second pick before anything else. Athena was picked third, which at first I was like, oh, they picked Geb in response to the Athena, but then it was like, no, I just like Geb.
It's a little bit risky, though, to pick the sort of comps they're going for. They've not got much front line, you said, in Game 2. In Game 1, they're just like picking what they feel comfortable with, mostly. But that, that could be exploited later on.
That's a big thing for GameHunter. I think it was GameHunter is like, I just like Huyi. And then everyone else is like, this is a great team comp. Let's set it up like this.
Well, Team Loyal are going to get the option of first pick once again. Let's see what they're going to do with this time. Kronos banned away. They really don't like the Kronos.
I mean, they were the only one that picked it, but I guess they have respect to BroTuZ and his Kronos. So, I mean, he's playing amazing.
GameHunter's got a Kronos as well, so I could potentially see that. We're going to see Robin taken away by Torpedo Gaming once again. Last time round we saw, well, it was actually, was it? No, it was an Amaterasu.
First pick. Amaterasu first pick, yes.
Kepu banned and Torpedo, well, it's back to them again for where they want to send this ban.
The Outquang. I like that. I think they
give them Amaterasu again?
Well, at this point you have to look, the Amaterasu, they were like, oh, well, Torpedo, in their head, they're like, well, we can deal with the Amaterasu. We don't want to deal with Outquang.
So if you expect Torpedo to go double Hunter again to deal with Amaterasu, potentially, what do you
I think GameHunter could pick whatever he wants that he thinks can win.
Neith going to be locked in potentially for MoX once again over in the duo lane.
I said the ISIS picked up. No, the Geb again. I wonder why Neith this time around. So last time they picked an ISIS Geb, so now they're kind of switching up with the Neith Geb. Maybe they value the Neith World Weaver a little bit more this Game 3. Maybe looking to just end it quickly. Let's just Neith Geb it, support our mid-jungle, and we'll go from there. As the Huyi is picked up from Team Loyal, I think that's a scared response. They're like, Game Hunter? No, you don't.
No, not this time round. On top of that, I mean, ISIS against Amaterasu as well. I mean, Amaterasu's charge does have a silence on it, so he can knock her out a Wind Gust as well, potentially. And just it's only a 1-second one, but it can really impact it, I guess. So
they
Team
take
Loyal,
it away. I love it.
Their composition is looking very strong.
I like this so far. They have the mid lane control. They have the Huyi for the, I would assume, be a Hunter. And Amaterasu, now, I mean, I guess Huyi is the counter like we discussed last cast. No counter there, as Janus is locked in for Torpedo Gaming.
No counter there as well. Janus picked up the mid lane. Athena banned away. And Team Loyal, well, they're going to have to go elsewhere to support this game. DeathPanter's played Athena twice. And you're not going to be able to do it this game.
The Odin's banned away from GetFisher himself. So he's like, I'm not going to play Odin. Ban it from me. I might pick it.
Good. This is a good possibility for Team Loyal to look for an Aiurz here against a Janus, Neith, and a Geb so far. It's not a bad pickup.
Aiurz wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe more beads blowing. I'm surprised no Fenrir. Like,
no Fenrir at all?
Yeah, I would like Fenrir versus Torpedo Gaming's comp. You can easily pick the Geb. You can pick the Janus. There's a lot of pick targets.
Well, both junglers still available to be picked here. Torpedo Gaming have first option. They could look for the solo laner.
I like the Thor ban here. I think that's going to be huge.
Just take that away from NinjaBobat again. It's going to be Homebats, and Bobat very, very well known for his Homebats.
I like the monkey. The disruption effect, especially considering the fact that it's going to be another secondary initiation for Torpedo Gaming, as now you don't have to just rely on your Geb Cataclysms.
Sobek locked in for Team Loyal. Got to be their support up against the Geb Neith combo there. So, bit of aggression coming out from Team Loyal there in the duo lane. Good control in the mid lane, but they need a jungler to go alongside that. GetFisher's last one to be picked here, unless they're going to send Amaterasu into the jungle.
I believe in GetFisher this time around. I want to see him pick something that synergizes well with ISIS. I want him to kind of go out of control. And
what do we want to see then?
I don't want to... The what?
The what?
Is that a Vamana jungle or
I'm pretty sure
Amaterasu?
it's Amaterasu jungle, I'm going to say.
Oh, I mean...
What don't you like about this?
You
clearly don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Definitely in the negative side, because she doesn't really provide much jungle pressure. It's like you kind of go in, you mitigate some damage and kind of poke back, and that's it. And you really want to look for them to overcommit, and then you can ult defensively, but you can't really be diving towers.
Going to see Hubwa locked in as well. That is a
GameHunter
classic. Yeah. I mean, it could be Janus in the solo too.
You think so?
I mean, it's possible, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be GameHunter on Hebo.
I feel like he's like the Cyclone of Season 3 so far, but what I've seen is just like, pick whatever.
MoX playing Hubwa and Neith solo.
Oh.
could be anything. Let's find out. We're in game. It's going to be GameHunter solo, obviously, on Hadfield, up against Axioz on Vamana, as I expected, and GetFisher will be in the jungle on the Amaterasu.
See, this matchup can go either way, and it's scary, but if Hebo can get ahead of Vamana, this Vamana's going to have the worst time. And I love the red pot pickup out of Vamana right here. Bluestone red pot, he's not dealing with any of GameHunter's nonsense. I love this. As long as he doesn't die early with it or fall too far behind, he can get a very cheesy early game lead, if not first blood, on GameHunter.
And that's what he's going to be looking to do, is try and put the pressure on the Hebwa early to relieve the pressure that Hebwa can put out in poke.
Absolutely. You want to poke out the Hebwa, as looks like he started Vamp Shroud and Boots one with Sanctuary.
Yeah. Well, one thing about that, though, is because they just met in the mid lane there, GameHunter now knows that he's got that power pot early on, so he doesn't make a mistake in that very first wave of trying to go too aggressive.
He's not going to mess with him, as they do back Harpies to blue start. Torpedo taking the defensive route in the jungle start, as mid Harpies go to Team Loyal and the invade.
Here comes the invade coming out here once again. Axioz alongside GetFisher going to look for the blue, but they were spotted on this rotation, so they immediately reset the blue buff here.
I like this.
So we're going to see a contest from Torpedo, though, potentially.
I think they're just going to try to chance stealing it, as GetFisher sets up the charge up. Ooh, it's 1 HP. They get it.
Blue buff goes the way of Vamana. Nice steal and take it away from GameHunter.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. You want to shut down the Heb wall. You want to poke him out. You want to make him feel uncomfortable and get him as far behind as possible. And this is what GetFisher needs to do. Take the initiative in the jungle fights. Poke out Hebo. Look, he might die.
Great poke. Great poke early on with that power pot coming in handy, as well as the blue pot as well. He'll be able to sustain quite happily with 4 health potions. Meanwhile, though, in the mid lane, Torpedo Gaming did manage to get the left-hand Harpies in response, so NinjaBobat not too far behind yet, but now GameHunter is losing the balls on this right-hand side as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to literally GetFisher needs to just sit in solo lane and make sure GameHunter falls behind and make sure they don't give up too many objectives in the dual lane side. So, with DeathPanter and JoJo, I think they're good. JoJo's actually been playing pretty well these past 2 games.
Yeah, JoJo under pressure on that left-hand side for now, but GameHunter, he's the one under pressure this game. Going to be sat under this tower for the most part. You're probably going to tank those archers for a little bit, trying to keep them just out of tower range if you can. As BroTuZ makes a rotation from mid with the help of Bobat just to pick up those imps and deny a little bit of experience here.
Yeah, I like the pressure with the unstable vortex there, as they are actually forced out NinjaBobat silence. He's stunned.
He's out of there just in time. Wingus not available there, unfortunately, for Aiurz to actually pick it up with the ISIS. So good little play, though, coming out of him, forcing NinjaBobat back to base.
That's huge, by the way. Forcing a jungler back pre-5, missing out on a lot of early game jungle experience. NinjaBobat is in a tight spot, and there's one thing we haven't seen these games. We haven't seen GameHunter or Bobat play from behind, and this really shows any kind of SPL experience or any kind of professional play experience. You want to be able to not only play well from ahead, but from behind.
And one thing GameHunter's got experience in is being in a rough solo lane. He plays a lot of gods that have bad early matchups and has to sit there and farm safely. Lokis, Kronos, all those other gods we saw back in Season 1 that were very, very high on his list of play. He always had negative matchups early, but still made an impact later. So we'll see how he does on Hebwa, who a little bit harder, though.
Yeah, as we do see JoJo and DeathPanter, they are going to confirm their boards. So there's no invades kind of going down from Torpedo. Really, I want to see what GetFisher does next in terms of...
He's been in solo all day. Look at him. He's
that's
still
great.
Here now.
Perfect.
He called
That's what they need to do. And in fact, they can soon set up for a dive. Looks like GetFisher has hit 5.
Still has blue buff in the jungle available as well to go and pick up here.
Lots of jungle buffs available. We do have Bobat. He's still level 4. Experience-wise, yeah, they're going to be ahead for a little bit now. Vamana's looking to hit 5 off this blue buff.
Pretty sure he should be able to. He gave a lot of experience over to GetFisher, but I think that was the call here. Let's babysit solo lane early, get GetFisher to level 5, and then he can start rotating.
Get any bit of a lead that you can against GameHunter and just kind of play it out from there. And hopefully they can transition that to a mid-game win.
They're going to roll out towards mid lane here. Right, and Harpy's being contested here between the two teams. As the Fear Weaver does get fired off, Will Weaver comes out as well. GetFisher returning some damage, but Murrdurr's there with a Cataclysm response. The Circle Protection keeps him alive for a second. Good shield from Murrdurr. Going to keep Bobat alive for now, but look at this. The big baby is here. Picks up NinjaBobat in response. Great
I think that
play.
was a great trade. It just was unfortunate. Really, when I see GetFisher in these games, he's always taking like 4 ults to the face. And it's just unfortunate because he's not able to get anything going initiation-wise. He was forced on the defensive, he couldn't get a good ultimate off, and his dash got blocked so he couldn't get out. I mean, it was a great pickup and rotation by Vamana as they do take GameHunter's blue yet again.
Once again, the pressure is on the side of Torpedo Gaming. Pluck onto Murrdurr into a Spirit Ball. Shield was timed nicely, though, to absorb a lot of that damage.
I don't know
There's
if
the lurking in the waters from Panther, looking potentially for more damage off. GameHunter, though, putting pressure here onto the ISIS. Oh, hits the ultimate at max range and secures the kill. GameHunter from behind picks up one. Vamana's in trouble in mid.
I think that was a great invade. Bad priority targets coming out of Team Loyal. They plucked the Geb when the juicy Hebo's on the sidelines.
Juicy pluck again onto the Geb. NinjaBobat here in support. GetFisher trying to chase down Murrdurr, not going to find it. Roll out. Gets him away from the danger for now. Bobat there for support as well. 3-1 is the scoreline.
And really, like, that whole fight goes to Murrdurr. He baited himself out, got plucked, and was like, well, I know you guys don't have enough damage to actually kill me. It's just a Vamana and Isis. Unless you fully commit and everything, even if Murrdurr were to die, Hebo is just going to clean up, which he did. The Hebo was kind of, you know, not really poked out, wasn't pressured, and was able to get a swift kill on the Isis.
And the funny thing is, when you look at the solo lanes now, you look at their net worth, you'll see that the gold is relatively even, about 80 gold, about 100 gold ahead for Vamana, but he bought a power part at the start too.
Yeah, so he's actually effectively behind.
And it really works out nicely for GameHunter. A little bit of experience behind, but nice situation
yeah, I mean,
to be in.
You can make that up.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Hebo solo, that takes some cojones, that's for sure. So if we do have a slight group up out of Torpedo for the left Harpies. Spirit Ball doesn't quite connect as Team Loyal kind of back up here and kind of reset the situation.
Yeah, both the mid laners once again have the Doom Orbs online, begin stacking, no boots rush once again, both go for the power spikes.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I think, honestly, BroTuZ, I want to see if he can do a little bit more with his Janus. He's doing okay so far. I think 2
assists, just continue farming.
He's just doing what he has to do, and I want to see if GetFisher continues his game plan of let's camp GameHunter.
And the funny thing about this let's camp GameHunter, it's the response that NinjaBobat's been there all day in the solo lane early on. This time round, it's Team Loyal that are camping the solo lane, but they're not finding as many results as we saw at NinjaBobat and GameHunter.
Yeah, I mean,
earlier.
They've taken blues. One blue actually.
One blue and then they lost a fight.
Yeah, and then they lost that fight, so that's going to probably relieve a lot of pressure for GameHunter. They're going to think twice before doing that again. And it looks like GameHunter is still even with Bobat, who is 2-1. So that's nice, considering the fact that he did die and he hasn't picked up any kills. But gold-wise, he's down 400 gold.
Yeah, 400 gold, which is the difference between that power pot for now. As the blue buff taken away, given to Vamana. Cataclysm comes out from Murrdurr, though, looking for the pick potentially here. With the Spirit through space and time coming through, overhead smash will secure the kill. Isis falls, and BroTuZ puts plenty of portals down for escapes if required, as they're looking for the pick on NinjaBobat, who's trying to recall on the backside. Look at this, GameHunter is here, looking for the knock-up on Fisher. Not going to find it, as a shield comes out from
Murrdurr sets up the juiciest, tastiest plays I've seen so far in these games. Murrdurr with these Blink Cataclysm Geb shields have been absolutely on point. The initiation factor out of Murrdurr sets the pace of each team fight, and they're able to use that to their advantage.
And he's a world-class support. He went to Worlds, got to final season 1, season 2. He had a pretty good season for himself there. He's well known.
Yeah.
Now he finds himself on Torpedo Gaming trying to qualify. What a great spot.
You don't see many Gebs do that. A lot of Gebs are afraid of initiating in Murrdurr, no matter if it's on a defensive support like Geb or an aggressive support like Sobek. His initiations are absolutely on point, recognizing that his team's able to follow up. And yeah, they get a great kill on the Isis there.
Great kill on Isis. We traded with JoJo, who we've not spoken too much about in these games. He's not had terrible games at all.
I mean, besides that, yeah. Like,
Cast
that might actually set up the 1v1 because
cast a curse.
No way.
Cast a curse. I think
He's dead. No, that's unfortunate.
I'm so sorry, JoJo.
JoJo, you can live. I believe.
Rest in pepperonis.
Oh, that's so.
And the BM backflip too. I feel so bad, JoJo.
That's so
we're just giving him credit for how well he's played, considering we've not spoke about him much.
Yeah.
He's not made many mistakes, and it makes that like, well. Pull though from DeathPanter onto Murrdurr, who immediately Cataclysms knocks up Isis to get him away. NinjaBobat has to jump away. Willweaver from Moex to help keep the pressure off.
I like that.
Space
The
and time
appeal
will keep his teammate alive.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And Murrdurr, he's still on the run. He might actually die. Let's see if he can turn this around. I think he's just going to die.
Dazzling offense. No BroTuZ! Oh, Stable Vortex secures it. 1-for-1 is the trade. Support for the jungler.
Murrdurr's definitely like worth.
Yeah.
Worth. Absolutely. I think that was good. BroTuZ, that was a great play out of him as he goes for the CDR route on his boots, which a lot of people like pen boots on Janus, a lot of people like CDR. I'm still a big fan of CDR Janus. I would like to see maybe a Chronos Pennant coming next.
But it takes a lot longer to get that full cooldown reduction online is the issue.
You don't even get it at this point. I think just...
So you look at the 30, 20, 30?
Yeah, 30. 30 is fine for Janus. As well, the Hebo a little bit off the mark as Vamana is forced to kind of ult away, but GameHunter can still kill him. I don't know if I would chase him down.
I mean, you've got the immunity
He
there.
can get knocked up here, and he might be in trouble. There's the knockup, but ooh.
Knocked away.
Yeah, knocked
the big
away.
key there, so he's going to be able to survive for now. Nice trade between the two. A little bit too close for comfort, though, for Axioz in the solo lane. He's got GetFisher now rotating in, looking potentially to pick up GameHunter, but GameHunter back in a safe location right now. Has spotted GetFisher there, as you saw the cancel happen.
I don't think he wants to dive this, as he knows that Sanctuary is available and just pushes the wave. And yeah, GameHunter backs very quickly.
GetFisher showing his face on the right-hand side means Torpedo will go aggressive on the left, looking for the red buff here.
Seesaw effect.
Does get reset for the time being, though, but great damage onto JoJo.
The Geb shields are key here. Look, BroTuZ got Spirit Ball to the face, Geb shield away, as there's the Neith ult, and I like the Neith ult knowing that he can't kill the JoJo, but forces him to back now because he is taking way too much damage as the Vamana rotation coming out. Bobat
needs to
be
taking
careful a little bit too much damage here.
He's just accepting all this damage. Now he's going to walk into a big ultimate. It's going to probably get killed.
Shield
from Murrdurr. Fear No Evil saves the day as well in support. Now Moex backflips away from the charge of Panther. GetFisher doesn't find him in through space, and time hits 2, but it's not enough to get a kill just yet.
DeathPanter is forced to back as well, and that's really such smart poke coming out. Vamana is in such a tight spot. His ultimate should still be down. There's the Cataclysm. Murrdurr picks up a kill.
Yeah, the shockwave connected from Murrdurr there. Now GetFisher going to back away. As is JoJo now back to this fight, looking to try and contest. Murrdurr on the front side, going to get dashed on as the Gold Fury has been started here. But with GameHunter here on this hub, immediately Team Loud trying to disengage, but I don't know whether or not Torpedo Gaming will let them.
Now the poke is coming up. GetFisher forced to back now. He's at 1 HP. Great Spirit Ball coming out. The Ice is all a little bit off the mark, but Murrdurr.
Oh, the shield will save him for a second. The portal was there. Not enough to get him out, though. BroTuZ a little bit too late with that one. Nice play from Team Loud to pick up a kill. Over-aggressive Torpedo there.
They needed that. I mean, considering Torpedo is really playing so aggressively, they are taking complete control of the map. Really just outplaying Team Loyal. They really needed that kill to get back a little bit of
and
control.
Now they're looking for a Gold Fury. No, they had to all go back to base. You saw NinjaBobat steal away the blue buff on the right-hand side, but Gold Fury had been started up here. No ultimates available for Torpedo Gaming to contest this. Team Loyal are going to get themselves back in this game.
Is huge. Absolutely huge. They needed this. One pick forced everyone to back, and really Torpedo Gaming overstayed their welcome. They had really good fights. They poked out Team Loyal literally like 3 times, forced them to back like 3 times, but finally they couldn't stay any longer, and Loyal capitalizes on the situation and says, let's get Gold Fury.
Nice little play. Now they're going to look to respond to the blue invade and do one themselves.
I like this.
Is here, but they're not going to be there in time to defend it.
Very aggressive play coming out of Fisher. I like the call here. Forces the Janus ult, and they swiftly back out of there and reset the situation. So that definitely is going to be a gold swing in their favor as they even up the gold.
Hunter trade over in the left-hand side. Purification used by Moex there to survive. Meanwhile, Purification also used by JoJo as well. So both Hunters having a bit of a fight there.
It's kind of a slugfest. They do poke each other out. I don't know if he should dash in, though. He is no mana Vamana with very low HP. The Hebo is
Bates. The baits are real, and now GameHunter is in trouble. Going to get silence flipped into tower as well. But is he going to flip him into range of dying? Nope, he will fall down to the tower. GetFisher gets credit. There's a response there. GameHunter game baited himself.
I like that. I like that. The turnaround as Isis actually falls down. Bobat credited with the kill. I like the fact that Vamana baited him with no mana, barely any health, and they were able to turn that around for a kill. But yeah, it looks like Bobat's making something happen mid lane. He's forced to dash away. The pluck barely off the mark as he actually turning it. Whoa! DeathPanter's taking way too much
Fisher is here though. We're going to get pulled by BroTuZ. Nice little pull there to make sure they buy a little bit of room, but Fisher still trying to put the pressure on. He's dead. Eats an overhand smash, and now the Monkey's giving chase once again, continuing to push on the mid.
Yeah, I like I said, BroTuZ is definitely a support mid laner. He's able to portal everyone in and out, saving people, doing just the amount of damage that his team needs to set his team up with kills. As
JoJo going to take a fight under the tower here. Aggro onto Moex, Unravel hit, Sanctuary by the second, backflip from Moex, out of tower range here. No World Weaver available.
That was a great
Moex
Sanctuary, by the way, coming out of the Huyi. JoJo jumped in, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Did he have to fight that?
I think so. I think it was just showing pressure back, but then it was like, oh wait, I'm pretty much close to dead. So forcing another relic use out of JoJo there. Moex has a lot of pressure in that lane.
Well, he's got sprint advantage for the time being in that lane, Moex. Now with that Sanctuary being used, obviously JoJo did actually pick that one up. We do see though coming out from GetFisher, Sunder picked up here.
I don't agree with it. Sunder, so the extra true damage is nice.
Yeah.
The protection shred is nice, but they're all squishy targets. I guess for the squishy targets, you want that extra bit of damage. It could help because Amaterasu's kit, really the only kind of ability-based damage you have besides the ultimate would be her Heavenly Reflection.
Only Heavenly Reflection for the time being, so we'll see if we can actually get that burst off with that.
As far as Amaterasu, there's the Janus ultimate in. Looks like it's going to be on the ISIS. Lots of ultimates being used.
Dead.
Great commitment there as Bobat is credited for the kill. There's a lot as BroTuZ is actually in a tight spot. He does actually get away, and it looks like an invade for the blue buff.
Well, it looks like the Torpedo happy to fight this one. Fish is in a bit of an awkward position, has to dash away. Cataclysm used by Murrdurr there. And Murrdurr going to start up the blue buff now. Panther has made a rotation here. Vamana on half health. Does have his ultimate available though, but they're looking for the pick on Amaterasu, on GetFisher again. Under the tower, under pressure. Has to use the Sank. Knock-up is good from GameHunter, but not enough to get a kill. DeathPanter uses the lurk in the waters. Now pressure onto GameHunter. Being body blocked by minions and into an awkward spot. Has to tidal wave away. Connects onto the Vamana, but Vamana tanky enough to be able to survive and beat him down in the big baby form. Still chasing on for more targets, but I don't think he'll find too much more right now.
Yeah, I don't know if they should really stick around for this. It's only Vamana and Sobek, but BroTuZ is forced out, but Murrdurr, with these life-saving Geb shields, he's really turning every single fight in Torpedo's favor by one shield.
Left
one
side.
little Geb.
Oh! Ricochet bounces, purification instantly, and a disengage comes out once again.
Dirty, but Moix is looking to turn it. He does heavily in. He's taking it. Great play out of Moix. Great reaction. Keeps his cool, recognizes the situation. Hey, I could take this 1v1.
Well played by Moix. I could fight between the two hunters all day, it feels.
Yeah, I mean, it was a slugfest. It's a slugfest right now in the duel lane, and Moix is getting the better hand. And really, with the experience gain he's getting, especially with the help of his team, it's really just turning the tide in his favor. JoJo, however, as much as, yeah, he did lose a 1v1 there, he is showing great signs of life, and he's not afraid to take one. And I like that.
Falls down in favor of Team Loyal. Oh my god, the through space and time connected. Deletion of GetFisher. And now Vamana's going to run for his life, but he runs straight into a pull. Support from NinjaBobat with the overhand smash. Gets 2 kills for a blue buff steal.
I love the portal there to stop the Vamana dash away. He's like, get back here, baby. And yeah, it looks like another team fight in the favor of Torpedo Gaming. 15 minutes in, it's 5-13.
And it's an awkward position now for
Oh yeah, this is probably the worst position you want to be in, especially ISIS behind. Literally, he has like 6 Doom Orb stacks.
I'm surprised with Torpedo Game in this game as well. It's best of 5, so they only need 1 more. Normally, when you go 2-0 in these games, I've seen this in Smite more often than not. You pick some jank. You pick some craziness a little bit just to experiment a little bit more. And Hubwa seems to have been the call here, and not taking ISIS as well. Seems to be looking for the Gold Fury though. Gold Fury will go to Torpedo. Panther in trouble. Does escape the pole, but not the monkey just yet. I'm going to get a tail whipped, and now JoJo's here through space and time from Bro. It's not enough to find the kill.
It looks like they kind of, maybe that was a miscommunication there, BroTuZ wasting his ult, but I think at this point they are way more comfortable. They are up a decent amount of gold and experience. They're like, throw Janus ult out.
Give it a go. See if I can...
If I kill him, I kill him. If not, it's whatever.
Do you play to get on the highlight reel?
Absolutely. Especially when you're up 2-0 in the set.
No, but do you normally do that in your normal games in SPL? You're like, okay, I want to get on the highlight reel this week.
Well, not me. That's Cyclone's job. My job is like, Shiba Lanke. If Cyclone you're right. You're right.
Get it right.
Yeah. If if anything happens, I'm always there, but not anymore.
You're almost like you would have punched me every single time I say stuff like that.
No, the fist is up, but no one can see that.
I know. I'm just letting the people at home know exactly what you're looking like right now.
Oh, so you're trying to defend yourself. All right, guys, just in case I get punched.
Just in case I get punched and go quiet, you know exactly what happened. We'll move it to the right side onto GetFisher. GetFisher going to end up eating that one, but purifies it and goes straight aggressive, and now he's in an awkward spot. Use the ult defensively, going to get a stun off. No, Sanctuary will stop the damage, and in the end, GetFisher falls too.
I mean, he was all by himself. Looks like the whole team. There's the surrender, the rage surrender coming out for Team Loy, and yeah, he was all by himself there. There's no backup, as Vamana is now dead. One by one. No kind of team communication, no grouping up, as Team Loy is falling apart mentally. And actually in the game, they're just falling apart. Keep dying 1 by 1. They keep getting picked off. There's no real game plan coming out. And the early game plan of camping GameHunter is not really working.
It's just not working out. Now they're going to power down mid lane. Gold Fury is already dead. JoJo's going to try and take a tier 1 tower, but in response, Torpedo going to secure this tier 2 in mid lane. Panther here with the support of ISIS, but I don't think they're going to be able to find a kill here for the time being. Block on the tower is Murrdurr though, but Murrdurr should be okay in a second. Has shield available through space and time. Fired off, doesn't connect with anyone.
I mean, they keep focusing Murrdurr, and Murrdur's like, okay, I'll just get shield away, as he's forced to kind of dash out. They keep committing. Look, they're still chasing him. There's the Amaterasu ult. So many ults used.
Shield comes up at the same time, and now Moex should be able to clean up this kill on Fisher, who has nothing else left. Knocked up, still in an awkward spot, looking for his dash. Does manage to dash away. Meanwhile, though, on the backside, Aiurz just turned up on the ISIS to secure the kill as Moex gonna chase the kills. JoJo fighting 2v1 here. JoJo looking for a ricochet if he can find it. Fit a Weevil defensively used. Ricochet connects. JoJo
beautiful.
making it worthwhile.
Huge shutdown, by the way. As much as like mentally Team Loya must be out of this game, they must be definitely frustrated. JoJo getting that shutdown is actually pretty huge. Evens up the gold a very little bit.
Mid, knock up from GameHunter.
Preemptive Aegis.
The Sanctuary. And now Moex backflips away, but Moex is dead in mid lane. Now as JoJo gets himself another kill. Now GameHunter, no mana. Going to be pressured in by 3 members of Team Loyal.
Great
blink away.
Yeah, I mean, that's also the biggest problem with Torpedo Gaming's lineup is that they're so squishy as a team, right? Their only frontline being Murrdurr. If he goes down and there's no Geb shields to protect his team, forget about it.
How quickly a game turns. They clicked surrender a second ago when they both died in right side.
And now it's even.
Now they're even.
Yeah, I mean, they're down a little bit of gold, down a little bit of experience, but this is a winnable game, especially if they can come together, recognize they have more frontline. They just need swift picks. As it looks like
feeling himself, going in, looking for the kill, Sanctuary and Shield Burst, but Cataclysm in response, perfectly timed by Murrdurr there. And now GetFisher's in a world of hurt, has to dash away. Don't forget that is a Janus, so portals are available through space and time.
No
Connects!
way. BroTuZ, a beautiful ultimate, and kind of like counter aggression. Hey, you ult me, I ult you.
And my ult wins, because I also have a Geb with me as well.
Yeah, shoutouts to Murrdurr is actually making so many frustrating plays. Like, I just, if I were on Team Low, I'd be like, oh, we should just bad Geb. This is insane. The Geb shields have saved people time and time again. And especially with Murrdurr's build, he has almost full CDR. He is 10% away from full CDR, and those Geb shields off cooldown just gnarly.
Well, Bulwark of Hope popped on to Axioz in the solo lane on that Vamana now, so he's going to quickly head back to base and keep that shield for the time being. As left-hand side, you see some pressure coming up from Torpedo, immediately rotating towards mid once again. Moex looking to pressure here onto Panther, who's a little bit isolated right now, but he's got a tier 2 tower with him. He's not on much health.
Yeah, Murrdurr tanks the last bit of health there for the tier 2, and looks like Torpedo's going to back away, reposition, and it looks like a back harpy red invade on the left side of the map as JoJo's taking a little bit of poke. They're probably setting up for the Gold Fury about to spawn.
Did force Purification though onto BroTuZ. The Ricochet didn't connect, but preemptive coming out from BroTuZ there, defensively used. Left-hand side, and then another through space and time connects.
That's horrible.
It's mean.
That's very mean. I mean, the Janus ult and the unstable combo, JoJo just didn't see it coming.
GameHunter, 2v1 on this right-hand side, well, nearly 2v1, as Vamana came around the back looking for a pick here. You're going to see him use the wet paper for the extra mobility. Meanwhile, the rest of his team are busy taking a tier 2. Now they're looking for the all-on GameHunter, who uses the ultimate to defensively get away. Gonna get some pressure on him. No stun, though, from GetFisher there. Didn't land all 3 of his ultimate attacks is the reason. Sanctuary to buy a second again. Very low on mana. Still buying time. Does fall down in the end to Axioz. And while that's happening, tier 2 tower and the Gold Fury are going to fall on the left-hand side.
Yep, it looks like Torpedo's like, don't worry, GameHunter, you may fall here, but we're getting literally everything as Torpedo takes another Gold Fury.
And that gold lead that they had, well, the gold even that they managed to pull back from that fight is now just swung once again, all in Torpedo's favor.
Yeah, and it's really a lack of, it looks like team chemistry of like recognizing when to group up, when to do certain things. GetFisher is making some decent, like, aggressive plays, but really he doesn't have the backup or the team presence that he really needs to kind of pull off this aggressive behavior. BroTuZ is all over him.
Going
Great
for the
damage.
pick on Fisher, false purification beads and the ultimate. Bobat leaps away immediately in response there, and GetFisher does get out, but it costs him beads and his ult.
Yeah, GetFisher keeps pushing up to these tier 2 towers, kind of poking, and then all of Torpedo's like, get out of here, GetFisher, and they just kind of commit to him.
Look at that player damage, though.
Yeah, that is not where you want your ISIS.
4 members of Torpedo in the top 4?
Yeah, I mean, the Hui and the ISIS are below their support Sobek.
Below Gab as well, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Murrdurr's doing amazing things. I'm surprised he's not higher up, honestly.
He's kind of slowed down a little bit towards the middle of this game now, Murrdurr.
Yeah, I think he's just more content with, hey, I'm going to save everybody.
I think we'll go in again here, though. Murrdurr going to look for this one, potentially looking for the knock-up shockwave. I think he stole that one away. And that'll add to his damage charts for now, as Moex is now over here. All three members of Torpedo now on this right-hand side, potentially looking for the tier 2 and towards the Fire Giant now.
Yeah, looks like there is the river coming out for Hebo. They're kind of poking into the jungle, and when you're this far ahead, you can pretty much do whatever you want, as it looks like Torpedo Gaming are pressuring the tier 2 on the right-hand side. There's
Teleport coming out from Vamana as well, so they're going to try and defend. Murrdurr going to use his shield defensively to keep himself alive now, but they're poking Murrdurr once more. Still trying to put the pressure on him. Rest of Torpedo now turning up. Curse used there, but they didn't really find anything with it. Moek's in a bit of trouble, but doesn't panic with a backflip just yet. Murrdurr comes back in with characters, and Moek's forced to backflip on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Murrdurr still under pressure, but has a huge shield as BroTuZ picks up Panther. They're still trying to pick up Murrdurr here, but Murrdur's still alive with the portals. Fear No Evil comes out as well. One man goes down. It's not Team
that
Loyal.
Spirit Ball taking out all of GameHunter's health. He's forced. He's actually dead. Immediately, great play coming out of the ISIS there as GetFisher picks up the kill on Murrdurr finally. And then Moex is forced in a defensive position. He can't really jump away. The Spirit Ball doesn't quite connect. The poke is on NinjaBobat. Bobat forced to beads and jump over the wall there.
BroTuZ being chased away from the right-hand side as well now. And he's going to be hunted down by Axioz, but...
Great Aegis.
Was it worth it? Oh, yes, it was, because he was able to teleport through into the minion wave. Spirit Ball misses. Wind Gust 2.
Bluestone, actually.
No, that
didn't even go to the ISIS there.
That was minions.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Minion hit it, that's why, but the Bluestone was the credit because ISIS missed. Meanwhile, though, Moex combines with NinjaBobat and picks up GetFisher. Oh, the Spirit Ball!
That was hot.
That was nice. And now Bobat has to leap away as well. JoJo going to give chase, however. Get those autos landed if he can. 1, 2. Fear No Evil. Turn around. Purification. Still trading somersaults away. JoJo has no leap for another 6 seconds.
He doesn't have a mark on
Does have
the
Ricochet, though.
Yeah, if he can get a really good Ricochet here, a jump in stun maybe, that would be key, but it looks like he's still chasing. He might still go for it.
Still got leap. Not going to find the Ricochet. Monkey misses as well. Minions involved. Leap in. Sanctuary baits are good. Round the back, though, is the Vamana coming, but he might not even need the help from him. Yes, he will, because Murrdur's here with the shield, but Panther is also there. Finally, Bobat falls after a crazy little chase.
I don't know if I were in Bobat's position, I don't think I would have went in there. Really, honestly, the key to that fight is they stopped focusing Murrdurr for once, and ISIS got a beautiful Spirit Ball on GameHunter, literally erasing GameHunter completely out of the fight, and they were able to tip the tide of battle in their favor.
And you called this actually earlier on in the cast, is the fact that they've only got one front line with Geb, and when Geb finally does fall down or gets taken out of a fight,
I want to see them kind of ignore the Geb a little bit more. Really, like, they commit so much. Like, remember the beginning of that last fight? Curse. Chasing, chase, and then they turned it. DeathPanter was turned on immediately and taken out by Janus ultimate. And really, if they can get the initiation not on the Geb, if they can get it on GameHunter, they can get it on BroTuZ, they can get it on Moex, force them in the defensive positioning, then they can make the fight more in their favor. But luckily for them, GameHunter was immediately taken out, and they were able to chase down the targets they need to chase and turn that in their favor.
Well, they're still in this game, Team Loyal. They've got to win 3 in a row, and
they're
they're
5K down.
This one.
I mean, they still have a good chance. It's late game at this point. 25 minutes in the game. They do have a very tanky frontline team comp. Lots of health.
Surprising thing about this game as well is the fact that 26 minutes in, and we've not really got that many level 20s in the game.
Just so much fragging out, as DJ would say. So many picks, so many engagements, tiny engagements, people getting picked non-stop. And honestly, as much as Torpedo Gaming is ahead objectively, they're playing really sloppy in these team fights.
It does seem people getting picked.
Yeah, they're kind of doing like the ranked mentality. I'm just going to go over here, go over here.
Is this because they were so far ahead in Game 3 as well after winning 2 games? You're like, okay, let's just...
I think they're just relaxing right now. They
too much.
Yeah, I think they know they're probably going to win this if they just kind of group up and settle it out. But Team Loyal still has a fighting chance of...
No discredit to Team Loyal, they're keeping themselves in it. But meanwhile, Torpedo gonna look for the goal for his Fire Giant, I think, is started across the map. Yes, they've just pulled it now. And look who's here. GameHunter knows this is going on. They do have a Janus to try and rotate in for this one.
GameHunter's Blink is available. He can blink in, set up a lot of good plays here as it looks like Torpedo's setting up for the Fire Giant.
Great Spirit Ball. Murrdurr gets hit, forced away with the portal. GameHunter tries to reposition again as GetFisher was looking to go in aggressive again. Fisher gets knocked a little bit low there, so needs to watch his positioning. Big Baby was also used.
Beads down for GetFisher as he's forced defensively away, and there's the blink. And Bobat is in by himself. He's taking so much damage.
Oh, the Ricochet destroyed him. Vamana secures the kill off that one as well. Now on the front side, you're going to see the fight continue as Fisher looking for the pick on Moex here. Ultimate used, but immediate response as Murrdurr comes with a cataclysm time to perfection again. Murrdurr secures the kill. Panther looking for GameHunter, who's using the block defensively, but at the moment, it's just a 1-for-1, jungle for jungle.
Did you see that? Murrdurr immediately shields him, blinks in cataclysms. Like, that's insane. Able to save his teammate yet again. There should be a saved teammate tab, and Murrdurr would be up there like in the 20s. Like, I've saved 20 people this game.
Just in this game as well. In 27 minutes, saved 20 times. JoJo still here, a little bit low at the moment, though. Needs to watch himself.
Well, so is Moex. And
the whole
beats
team,
are down on Moex and Heavenly. If Moex were to get caught out here, he would be in quite the troublesome position. But right now, it looks like everyone's kind of in a stalemate position, and they're probably waiting for the junglers to respawn. And
all their ultimates too for the most part. Actually, surprisingly, Team Loyal have all their ultimates available right now. They could try and force something, but waiting for the junglers to respawn, so go back to farming once again.
That team fight, honestly, it looked a lot better for Torpedo, but Bobat went in preemptively without the initiation of Murrdurr. And if you've seen a lot of Torpedo's fights, a lot of them are won off Murrdurr's classic Blink Cataclysm.
Every single time. Fire Giant still stands down at 28 minutes in. Both teams still positioned around there. Left-hand side, you can see JoJo just trying to clear up that lane, because at the moment the minions were starting to push towards Phoenix, which could have been a bad issue if they did lose a team fight there. But with all the towers down on the side of Team Loyal as well, it's a rough position to be in. They've got a really heavily ward.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. Without the towers to help you kind of support your vision and give you map control, you're kind of on the defensive here if you're Team Loyal. Torpedo right now, if I were Torpedo, I would just keep pressuring around Fire Giant and look for good picks on poking out the Vamana, poking out the Amaterasu. I mean, Fisher is 2-7, which shows that, well, he can very easily die. Looking at builds real quick, we do see 3 Bulwarker Hopes, 2 Wing Blades, and it looks like the Hui is almost done with his build. He's going for a last item. I'm assuming that'd be a Brawlers, or maybe Jotuns.
Yeah, Brawlers or Jotuns. Crusher?
No.
No? You're not down for Crusher?
Nah, I don't think they need it. I think Jotuns here would be good. The CDR on the Ricochet, as we saw the last fight, got a really hot Ricochet on Bobat.
Well, we'll see if we can see where he ends up with that build as well. Bad news is for Torpedo Gaming, they don't have a teleport on that team, so they can't really look at split pushing and keeping them busy. Meanwhile, though, we do have Axioz with that, so he could look to the left-hand lane here, try and put some pressure on them, teleport to the
in terms of initiation, Torpedo has all of it. 3 blinks online. I'm surprised I didn't even catch that before. And a blink Hebo as well, which I don't even think GameHunter needs that.
Don't think he does. BroTuZ being pressured on the left-hand side, and Murrdurr going to roll in there and say, hey, that is my mid lane. I'll keep an eye on you.
I want to see a Spear Ball come out once again on GameHunter. That was key 2 fights ago where Aiurz was able to take out GameHunter. Any kind of CC on GameHunter, and there's nothing he can do about it. And even though he does have Warlock Stash fully stacked and a breastplate, he is still extremely squishy, as looks like DeathPanter is actually forced out of the Fire Giant pit, and War Control goes in the favor of Torpedo.
Only for now, though, as you can see, the dash away from GetFisher comes out. War Control, as you said, in control, and you can see Vamana going to hang around here and support, but going to get rooted, forced to dash away. For now, another ability used.
Great poke.
Charging his ult, though. He's thinking about it, but he's just priming it more than anything else.
Looks like Torpedo's winning kind of the poke war right now, as a lot of Team Loyal are getting kind of bullied out of the Fire Giant pit. It looks like they definitely want to set up another play to get it. These Spirit Balls are a little bit off the mark. There's the Blink Cataclysm.
And then Murrdurr's going to go in looking for the pick here on Vamana, who is deleted by GameHunter's support with Murrdurr. GetFisher there with the ultimate, looking for the stun, not going to find it. Portal was thrown out by BroTuZ there around the corner. They're looking for GameHunter, not going to find the Spirit Ball, as NinjaBobat with the Fear No Evil blinks to the backside, looking for the pick onto the Isis. And meanwhile, Moex does delete JoJo, and Isis surviving the circle of protection for now, but she's going to walk into GameHunter, and that could be an awkward position for him to be in now, as well as Isis trying to live. Surrounded, deleted.
Like I said, every single time Torpedo has a winning team fight, it is off the hand of Murrdurr. Murrdurr starting every single team fight and ending every single team fight, as it looks like Torpedo are going to almost deicide Team Loyal here as they look to take up all the Phoenixes.
And that, like you said, it all started from Murrdurr. Murrdurr goes in with the ultimate.
I mean, if I have an MVP choice, it would definitely be Murrdurr this game. He has set up and saved all of his teammates a million times. And he's also set up every single team fight. The negative team fights have been when other members actually initiate, like Bobat.
Yeah, that's true. Well, with that said, it looks like they're trying to push on and end this game. All members still dead. Titans should fall down here. And Torpedo Gaming will move themselves on to week 4 of the relegations to face one of the SPL teams, to be determined about who they will try and get themselves into the Pro League.
Yeah, I thought Torpedo had a great showing there, especially Murrdurr showing that, hey, I can be a world champion again.
Can he do it again?
Or close to it.
Closer than you.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Xbox, man, come on.
EU Master Race, remember that?
Yeah, no, you're right. Easy game.
At least for this year.
Easy life,
Easy game, easy life.
Yeah.
That's what casting is.
I want to buy that shirt.
Easy game, easy life?
Yeah, the Raffer shirt.
Wow, promoting people. What's this about?
I like Raffer.
We don't do promotions here.
Okay, whatever.
Meanwhile, talking about promotions, let's talk about First Blood and who was MVP of that game. You want to give MVP to Murrdurr, we'll see where it ends up going over to. Why not? Supports?
Yeah, support.
Well, his First Blood, at the beginning of the game, the Fear No Evil comes out and GetFisher gets hit by 3 ults. Pretty much. And Murrdurr. Oh, 4 ults. 4 ults.
4 ults.
Finally, GetFisher does fall down, and he did a good job of trying to survive there, but
I feel bad because that's
rough. That's what happened.
I mean, each game it's been like 4 ults to GetFisher, and he just dies, and then they swing the team fight. Not too much of a response initiation-wise out of Team Loyal.
Amaterasu is now 0-2.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a look at GameHunter's last 3 kills of that game. It looks like he picked up a couple of nice little pretty ones for you. So he managed to pick up the kill there. That was from the Murrdurr engagement once again. And he hangs around and farms some creeps.
GameHunter, believe it or not, didn't have the best showing, I guess, due to the early game pressure, but he came back late game with the hot game-winning ult on Vamana, really, to win that team fight and then to win the game. But overall, GameHunter, it was an okay showing on Hebo. It just showed more of, hey, I can play Hebo.
You can see him just picking up the kill onto ISIS here. More than likely over the top. No, he's not 3 kills. I guess he just picks up this one as well. As GetFisher now in a world of hurt, going to get the bulwark off, find himself the kill, and take Torpedo on to the next stage.
Yeah.
Not a bad performance by Torpedo. What do they need to improve, though, heading towards that relegation match?
I think they need to be a little bit more careful team composition-wise, especially against the higher-up teams of Epsilon and Fnatic and, you know, whoever, really, because their team comps, they're a little on the squishy end, and that's been a problem in the past for a lot of the lower-end European teams. They kind of just pick willy-nilly, and, well, the higher-end teams will definitely punish that. As far as, like, the Hebo, like, we even saw it barely survived against Team Loyal, and they were completely unorganized. Now imagine that against an organized team like Epsilon.
You don't want to pick willy-nilly. That's what Allied told you. Let's have a look at the brackets, though, before we cut. We'll see Torpedo Gaming 3-0 over Team Loyal. Next up is Leftovers versus Team Astro. Do you expect we'll see Amaterasu go a full day of negative?
Yeah. Oh, it depends on...
You think she'll lose every game?
Yeah,
if she is picked.
I think a lot of the higher-up teams, what they like to do is bait out the overpowered rank picks, right? Like, usually they bait it out, and then they have their own kind of set counters for it. You see that with every single God release. Remember Bologna?
Yeah.
She was having a rough time, and then turned around, and Bologna was like, oh, Bologna's actually one of the best characters in the game.
Slightly balanced.
Fair.
With that, Allied, thank you so much for joining us. You'll be back again tomorrow?
Most likely.
Maybe we'll fire you.
Fire me.
You never employed. Anyway, have a wonderful day. We'll see you all later. And next up will be After and Janus with the next set of matches.